All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Laurie Delk Radecki, and we are going to talk tonight. I started out this training when I was writing my notes to be talking about being adaptable and facing your fears, and then I kind of trailed into some other things. So we'll see where it leads. But one of the things I wanted to talk about is facing your fears. Like I remember as I was raising my four children, I never left them alone. We rarely, almost never even went on a date without the kids. We always kept the kids with us. I never traveled without the kids. We would always do family vacations. I took them with me everywhere. When I started moving into speaking engagements and speaking on stages around the world, I took my children with me. That was my plan. That was how I raised them. That was how I chose to do things. And I remember back in 2013, I was asked to speak on stage at an event that was on a cruise. And it was right after my kid's dad had passed away. And I had never been on a cruise before. And I'd always wanted to go on one, but I was always too chicken. And I'd actually even won one in a company several years before that. And I gave it away because it was too chicken. Cause like, hello, the Titanic, I saw it, right? And so, but anyway, so this event I was asked to speak at on stage, but it was on a cruise and I really wanted to go. And I was freaking out though. And so I asked my youngest son, who was 12 at the time, if he wanted to go on the cruise with mommy. And obviously I knew he couldn't save me, but I joked with him and I said, if it sinks, you'll save me, right? You'll help get me to shore. And but I remember I talked to my travel agent. I talked to other people that were going on the cruise, the leaders of that the event that asked me to speak there, and drilled everybody about it. And they were all like, oh, it only goes out about 5 miles from shore. And, it's a short cruise. So it's really, it stays close to land. And I was still paranoid. But I went. And then I loved it. And then I went on like 3 cruises a year, every year after that. But it was one thing that, one thing going to events, if you can ever get to an event for a company event, go, because you always grow at them and you learn other things. And a lot of times events are online and things, but you'll still learn more things as you go to events and as you get around other people that are leaders in the company and things. You're always going to grow. And especially if it's something that where you have to face your fears, you're going to grow at that event or that situation. And I remember, even though I was one of the speakers at this event, I grew so much just from pushing myself through facing those fears to get on the cruise and go to this event. And one thing that, that I told myself in my head, like, rather than thinking in my head, what could happen bad? Like, what could happen? Like, we hit an iceberg. I know we weren't going to do that because it was like California to Mexico. But, thinking about it, what if a hole gets in it? What if, a shark sinks or whatever, you get eaten by sharks, right? But what could happen good? Like, so whenever I thought those negative thoughts, I decided to replace them with positive thoughts. Like, it doesn't work if you just say, I'm not going to think about that, because your mind's already going, right? So make your mind replace that with something good. So what could happen good out of the situation? I got to know a lot more leaders in the company. I got trained by the other leaders and the other speakers in the company. I met tons of new people there. I faced my fears of going on the cruise. I found out that I really loved it. And I've been on like 20 cruises since then. So just whenever you think of something negative, just reframe it into something positive and on purpose. So like, think about that. What could happen good, instead of thinking what could happen bad. Then also use that in your team, like in your building. Like, what if I could help 100 people in this company, right? What if I could help 10 people in this company? What if I could help 1,000 people in this company? What if I could help 10,000 people in this company? You know, another event that I spoke at, the biggest event that I've ever spoke at, it was over 10,000 people in the crowd. And, you know, and I had gotten to where I had been on stage thousands of times at different events. And so I got very comfortable speaking at different events, but this was the biggest one. It went from like 5,000 at the one of my other biggest events to over 10,000. And, you know, I got nervous, but that's it. Like, what if I could help influence 10,000 people? So whatever you really want, just like take the chance, because what could happen, right? I mean, nothing probably negative is going to happen. Many things probably positive are going to happen. But if you are thinking that there is a chance also to make like a full-time income in this company. So like, I remember when I first started out in network marketing, and technically it was Tupperware. It was doing my own direct sales type business at home. My first company was Tupperware. I wanted to make an extra $50 to $100 a month. Just so, you know, my husband at the time, I didn't have to buy his birthday gift with his own money, right? And so that was my goal. That was my plan. And quickly I ended up getting the Tupperware van, and long story short, but you know, now several years later, here we are. But the thing is, think about that. Like, what if I could make an extra $50 to $100 a month? Now I've made thousands and thousands of dollars a month, and millions in years. And so you never know where it's going to lead. And especially if you keep reading, if you keep doing trainings, if you keep growing, if you keep learning, you're going to get better all the time. And that's going to lead you to different and more and better opportunities, whether it's with the same company or a different company or whatever, but you're always going to grow. So that's one thing that you want to do. You want to constantly keep growing. And, you know, like here, like with me, one thing that I try to do is I try to help people make better incomes, but also help families, help relationships, help marriages, help people with their self-development, help people with their mindset. When you get all those things and you work on all those things, then everything in every area helps to get better as well. The more you are on like trainings like this, the more you go to other company trainings, the more you learn, the more you will grow, and the more better your life will be in every single aspect of your life. One huge thing is communication and respect. And that's with everyone in your life. It's with your family, it's with your team. It's huge. No matter where at in any aspect of your life or your business, drama can and will happen, no matter how much you try to avoid it. But when it happens, don't fall prey to it. Don't air your dirty laundry, whether it's personal or professional. Don't air it on Facebook. Don't air it in texting to other people. Don't message it to other people. Pray about it. If you do that, keep it to yourself, learn and grow through it. One huge thing also is, and I know all you guys have noticed it, but I offer my cell phone to everyone on my team, like not just my personal people, but everyone on my team. I tell people and I train people, and I ask my leaders to train their people to go to our team group, do a search in that group for whatever you're looking for, because most of the time your answer's in the group already. And so when people join new, there's thousands of posts in there already. I also tell people go through all the posts. When you have time, take 30 minutes and just go through different posts, like or love it. And that way you can keep track of what you've read already or what you've watched, if it's a video or checked out, you've looked at. If you don't find your answer, then post in the group and ask a question. We have lots of other leaders that we are developing on our team, and they will answer. If I don't answer it right away, they will hop in there and they will answer it also. And then third, you always text your question to whoever your personal sponsor is. If you hadn't found it in one of those other first two ways. And then of course, the next, if you still don't get your answer or don't get your answer in a timely manner, especially if it's something important, because sometimes those things happen, then text me your question. And I usually answer in the same thing. I have a life too. So sometimes I might be tied up with something, but I do try to answer as quickly as I possibly can. But the biggest thing too is, the only way you lose in the company is if you quit. So some people, I know like this month and last month, we had lots of promotions on our team, and I'm so happy, so excited for everybody that is promoted on our team. But, you can go fast or you can go slow. Like I had somebody that was upset that they didn't get promoted, right? Had several people and that had talked to me about that. And the thing is, it doesn't matter how fast you go, doesn't matter how slow you go. The thing is that you keep moving forward, right? You get better personally, as well as you grow personally and professionally and financially. And as long as you keep moving forward and don't quit, then you're going to get better every day, right? So just like the story of the rabbit and the turtle, right? The turtle still won. It just took them longer to get there, but the rabbit kind of screwed off and went sideways in different ways and all that stuff. If you keep going forward in that straight line, you're going to get better. And your 5 to 10 year down the road self is going to thank you today for keeping on moving forward. And it doesn't matter, like I said, how slow, how fast. If you can go faster, of course, always go faster. But lots of people have a lot of stuff going on, just like with me. We are in the middle of building another house. We're in the middle of packing this house. And I watch my grandbaby a couple days a week now. And I'm remarried now. And so it's like, I have a life just like a lot of people, right? And so it depends on how quick or how slow you can go or how much time you can devote to your company. And different people have different areas. But the thing is, as long as you keep moving forward, as long as like in our company, you keep doing the balance test, you keep sharing it, you keep showing it to people, you keep sharing the testimonials. The easy way is sharing the testimonials on your social media or otherwise into people's inboxes, or invite them to our testimonial group. And those sell themselves anyway. And then people just ask you about it and they end up signing up. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the training now, the recording. So I will see you next week.